Thank you, Acting Presiding Officer. And can I start by thanking my colleague Mark Isherwood for raising such an important debate today, one that is very close to my heart. Sadly, we have spoken so many times in this chamber, but yet we are still here asking for the same things, for the deaf community to be heard and for their needs to be recognised. According to NHS data, there are around 480,000 deaf and hard of hearing people in Wales, which means that 1/6 of our population struggles to hear. And this has a profound impact on their lives, putting them at enormous disadvantages. While many people take for granted the ability to access GP appointments and understand their diagnosis, find suitable employment and access general public services is a continuous and uphill struggle, which has a huge bearing on their lives, in particular their mental health. Imagine, Acting Presiding Officer, living day to day with the frustration that so many relatively straightforward tasks are difficult for you, not because you can't do them, but because the system has failed to recognise your specific needs and won't let you do them. We know that this causes the deaf community to experience feelings of isolation, discrimination and stress, which contributes to the experiences of anxiety and depression, and which in turn manifests itself into mental health issues. Yet it is still a battle to get any improvement in services, mental health or otherwise. And I believe that this shames us as a country. A staggering 40% of those who are deaf have mental health problems, which is twice that of individuals with regular hearing. The lack of positive progress in improving deaf people's access and experiences of mental health services indicates that the voice of lived experience has not been heard in the design and delivery of services, which is a tragedy for so many people. Shockingly, South Wales has no specialised deaf mental health network, and the service in North Wales, as far as I'm aware, has been dissolved. And though Bangor University has launched a Deaf Health and Wellbeing Wales project, which is a fantastic initiative, it ultimately still doesn't address the needs of the deaf community adequately. Yet for me personally, the real tragedy of all this is that it is a relatively straightforward issue to fix, and that it could have been done years ago. What is needed is the political will from this Welsh Government to actually put pressure on public service providers to listen to and incorporate solutions to the barriers that affect the deaf community. I would argue, Acting Presiding Officer, many of these barriers exist purely because public services have paid no attention to them whatsoever. Finally, I would like to touch upon the British Sign Language Bill. Children, particularly those born to hearing parents, are disadvantaged right from birth because they do not have access to the same education and health opportunities of their hearing peers. Ultimately, their parents are unlikely to have had experience of BSL and are unlikely to have had contact with deaf role models. And because parents and siblings cannot use BSL, children are quickly isolated and families struggle to communicate. The British Deaf Association estimates that the total number of people in the UK who use BSL is estimated to be 151,000. And of these, 87,000 are deaf. If we are going to be able to provide the translation services for deaf people, if we are going to teach parents and families BSL, we, as a point of urgency, need to increase the number of BSL users and BSL teachers. I am therefore disappointed that Qualifications Wales did not progress with the GCSE in sign language. This to me is short-sighted, and this would have made a real difference to the number of people who could access BSL training and ultimately jobs in providing translation services. I would really like to urge this Welsh Government to put this GCSE back on the agenda and urge that those who are out there who want to study it can. Thank you.